future I could see if I just close my eyes. Have the foresight to believe. Time don't move backwards, it speeds to the future.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. So today's video is all about very simple everyday task management things that you can do that will not throw things out of whack, especially if they are already feeling out of whack. And I get it, right? I get it. The whole let's try to stay organized is challenging, especially if you're older and you're navigating a bunch of different hats. Um, I'm a Gen Xer. I'm in my 50s. I am going through perimenopause. I have a full time job. I am running a business. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I'm a person just trying to exist. And I feel like I am quintessentially lazy. That is a huge misconception about me, that I am some kind of prolific organizer. I'm not. I need things to be in order and structured to some degree, because without that, things feel very chaotic for me, and I don't thrive in chaotic environments. So, a couple of things that I have just been trying to navigate lately is just dealing with brain fog, or just, my husband says it's like buffering. I feel like I'm buffering all the time. So for me, it's been really important to try to get a head start on things if possible. So, very simple things like figuring out what I'm going to put on the next day. I work from home, or I work remotely. I'm a consultant, and I've been working remotely since about, for a long time. I don't know, 2005 or 6 ish. Um, and so while I don't have to fully get dressed to leave the house to go to the office, I still need to be somewhere presentable in case I have to get on camera, or in those instances if I'm traveling and I have to get, out of the house or out of my hotel to go into the office, kind of thing. But just being able to kind of put myself together, I can't do that in real time. Like, it cannot happen the day of something. I need to be able to do that the night before. When my kids were younger, one of the things that I would do is, like, Sunday night, we would take Sunday night and figure out a number of different things they probably wanted to wear for the week. And then the night before, the day that they were getting dressed, so Sunday, we're pulling all these pieces, and those are in the closet or in the drawer or in some place that they can get to them. But the night before, of all those pieces, we would figure out what their outfit was going to be. And it just made things easier, trying to get 4 kids out of the house and off to school, and then me onto my day. So even now, I find myself, I still maintain that routine. It's become even more important these days than it probably has ever before, just because sometimes I just feel like I am literally walking in a cloud of smoke, and I'm just waiting for the clearing. Um, so, again, a very simple approach to your day is maybe starting the night before. If you can carve out some time, maybe after dinner, just to kind of set yourself up. Another thing that I like to do, and I've done this for a while, is I use, again, Sunday nights, but whatever day makes sense. I try to get a jump start on, emails, calendar, meetings, who am I talking to, where do I have to go, who's involved, things like that, just to kind of give myself a little time to prep, so that I know the spaces that I'm showing up in and the people that I'm showing up with. I'm somewhere on the same page. I kind of know what's going on. It just makes me feel a little more prepared, not necessarily more productive, but certainly more prepared, and maybe productivity will be a result. Again, these days, perimenopause and the brain fog has been whooping my butt. And so productivity is on the shelf. It is just, what is the path of least resistance, the easiest way to get to the end of the line with very minimal casualties, because that's the goal, minimal casualties. Um, when it comes to things like, I've never been a meal prep girl, but I've always been like a grocery prep girl. Um, and so now that meals are really just for my husband and I, we try to think about food items that are kind of have multi purposes, right? Like they can either be part of a dish that we need to cook, they can stand alone as a snack or, something grab and go, something easy, something that doesn't take a lot of prep time in the kitchen. I don't want to tell you to meal prep, but if you're, however you're grocery shopping, think about, can you kind of think ahead, what those food options are going to be. It might make it a little bit easier as you kind of ease into, what am I cooking for dinner tonight? And yes, I'm one of those people also that we get groceries and then we get takeout because after I've gotten groceries, who has the energy, right? Who has the energy to get in the kitchen? Which is why I try to focus on meals that one, I know that I'm gonna want to cook, two, and then I try to place them throughout the week on nights that, maybe you know, if it's something that's really simple, I can throw together. It's not going to take too much time. But depending on how lengthy, my calendar is and things like that, it may or may not happen. So, instead of meatloaf, we might have to have a hamburger that night. You know what I'm saying? Like, so just trying to, where can I buy back my time? Where can I shift my focus somewhere else and maybe not put too much energy into something like, somewhere else? I was just looking at a couple of YouTube videos from a woman who's just really talking about the differences between like what millennials and Gen Zs are doing versus how Gen Xers have been conditioned, and we've been conditioned by our parents and society as a whole that everything just has to be done. I am at the point in my life where that is not necessarily the case anymore. I don't live in chaos. But everything just doesn't have to be perfect. Everything doesn't have to be 100% put together. But I do think that things need to have some type of order. So even if it's undone, right? It's not a chaotic situation. Um, but yeah, just I am just constantly thinking about what are some of the more efficient ways to be able to manage your time, especially as you're like transitioning through different seasons of your life. Different seasons of your life require time to show up in a different way. Again, more of my time when I was younger, I was a younger mom, my children were young, I was a younger wife. We had different time commitments. We had kids, we had sports, we had after school things, we had tutoring, choir practice, dance rehearsal, all kinds of things that were on our schedule, and time was represented differently. Now that I'm older and that is not a factor, but I am faced with a different season of my life. Um, I now need to make sure that time is not slipping away and I'm not wasting it because I just don't have the energy. I don't have the wherewithal sometimes to just think ahead. And so forcing myself to focus on those things that either could be time wasters or time consumers. How am I going to manage those things? Um, so I just wanted to share this just in thinking about, all the different things that life will hit you with. How is it to navigate through those spaces, right? Like, what does that look like? Especially when you're getting older. I feel like when I was younger, before I got to 50, I think I think the narrative was always, I don't really care about what's happening, and I do feel it. I definitely feel I don't care. If it gets done, it gets done. If it doesn't, I really don't care. I'm feeling that more and more every day. But I also still feel like if it doesn't get done, that's fine. But I don't want to experience the ripple effects because I wasn't attentive to this. So I'm constantly thinking about how do I change my relationship with time and the things that I need to do. Um, so I think that that's an important space for me right now, and it's an important question for me. And I'm always looking to solve problems and present solutions. And so I wanted to share in this video today, especially if you are, entering into a new season. I am a consultant. I'm a business owner. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I have a family. All of these things. The holidays are approaching. Where are those areas that I can kind of issue a preemptive strike on managing time, and then kind of reclaiming some time, right? Making some additional spaces for myself to just be lazy. That's really why I'm organized, because it's because I'm lazy. I am quintessentially uninterested in doing any more than I have to do. And so I am always on a quest to make sure that I create as much ease in my life as possible. And so I wanted to share this with you today because I hope that you are able to create spaces that have as much ease as you can tolerate, if that makes sense. So that's it for today. That's all I wanted to share. Drop me a note in the comments if you are, finding yourself changing seasons. Like, where are you and how are you navigating, tasks and getting things done? If you are even like somebody who is perimenopause, menopause, like, what are some of your tips and advice for just being able to navigate that space? Doing it effectively and not, leaving things wanting and undone, right? Like, just how? Or if you're not and you just choose not to, tell me that too. I'm curious. I want to know. All right, that's it for this week, y'all. I thank you for tuning in. If you stayed to the whole video, please, by all means, click the like, share this with somebody that you know that might be having a similar experience, and by all means, subscribe. And I'll talk to you later.